45 NCAA appearances, reached the round of 16 in 2017, Liberty League Coach of the Year in 2021. Her biggest problem, and the Bombers' biggest problem over the last few years, has been getting past the Herons. They have been the camp to top the Liberty League, but they think they have a shot at it here this afternoon. They improved to 9-1 in the season, 5-0 in the league, beating St. Lawrence 12-7 on Saturday. Here's the matchup today. It's the scoring of Ithaca at 15 goals, 1 goal per game, number 1 in the league.
It's the day that has been marked on every Ithaca Bombers fans' calendar since last year after the Liberty League tournament, as the number 18 Ithaca College Bombers host the number 2 William Smith Herons here at Higgins Stadium. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of this Ithaca Bombers lacrosse game, and this one is set to be a great one. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Schubert. Alongside me is Nicole Allen. And Nicole, what can we expect to see from both of these teams today?
We can expect both teams to come out on fire. You know, you said it was number 18 versus number 2. They are tied for number 1 in the Liberty League right now. It is going to be a fire of a game. Alex, I would like to ask you a question here. So, this is a very historic matchup. Like Morgan said in the pregame, 61 meetings. Can you give me a little rundown of the history of this matchup?
Well, Ithaca has struggled in this matchup historically. They are 24-37 all-time against the Herons, and not to mention the last 5 meetings have all gone William Smith's way. They have struggled in the past, Ithaca has, of getting past the Herons. Not to mention the last time that Ithaca hosted a Liberty League tournament was back in 2021 when they lost to the Herons in the semifinal round of that tournament, so they didn't even get to host the championship game here at Higgins Stadium. They have a chance to write their own destiny here today. If Ithaca takes down William Smith, they will control their own destiny going forward into their last couple of Liberty League matchups in order to host the Liberty League tournament for the first time since 2021. Not to mention, this will be the first time ever that Ithaca has beaten William Smith since 2021. I mean, a lot of history that could be made here today, Nicole.
Speaking of destiny, Alex, what does this Bombers team overall need to do in order to right it for themselves and get this win?
Well, we've been talking all season. This season has been deemed as the revenge tour, and right now Ithaca has checked every single box down their list of revenge tour games, but this has always been the biggest box to check of the year, and that's here against William Smith. And what Ithaca needs to do today is play a complete 60 minutes of lacrosse. They have struggled at times throughout this season in order to be able to put it together for 60 minutes. They have had slow starts. They have laxed off at the end in the fourth quarter of games previously. And so really the biggest thing for them right now is making sure that they focus on being complete and putting together a full 60 minutes. Not to mention, I really think the way that Ithaca wins today is in the draw circle. And Caroline Wise, she hasn't played her last 2 matchups. She will be playing here today against William Smith. And so great to have her back in the lineup, not to mention that she is going to have a tough time going up against the William Smith Herons.
Alex, one more question for you here. Looking at the Ithaca defense a little bit, I mean, the William Smith team has some great goal scorers in Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels. What does this Ithaca defense need to do in order to shut them down today?
Well, they have to step up, and really so far this season it's been a story of adjusting the slider, as Coach Carrie Moore said, and she said it in her interview with me and you, Nicole, earlier in the season, where she's just sort of adjusting the slider, adjusting the defense, whether to cut down on the cutters inside or to really whether to stop the divers and the passing inside into the 8-meter zone. And so they're really going to have to figure that out really fast against William Smith. However, these two teams know each other very well, and I'm looking for Ithaca to not let William Smith into the middle. I think that's going to be the most dangerous area for William Smith, and if they can get Maddie Montgomery and Natalie Daniels into that area, it's going to be a really tough day for the Ithaca Bombers. However, if the defense can hold up, not let them inside the 8-meter fan, I really think they got a shot here.
Besides for the defense, are there any other Bombers players that you would like to see step up today?
Well, I mean, really, when you look at the recent history of the Ithaca College Bombers, it's really been Sydney Phillips. Sydney Phillips, 10 goals in her last 2 games. Those are coming against Clarkson and St. Lawrence. She needs to have a massive day today for the Ithaca College Bombers, not to mention Maisie Veach, the headliner of this Ithaca Bombers squad. She's a previous All-American. She has to have a massive day, 24 goals on the season already, second behind Phillips, as I previously mentioned. She needs to have a massive day, and of course, as I already said, Caroline Wise in that draw circle. She has to dominate. Ithaca, the only way that they can win, they have to win the draw and they have to hold on to it. They have struggled this season keeping the ball in their possession in the neutral zone. They have had a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone throughout this season. They cannot afford those today. Turnovers are a must-keep point of emphasis today for the Ithaca College Bombers.
Something I would just like to add there, now as we all know in Division III lacrosse, or at least all divisions, pressure in the neutral zone is now a green card, which is a huge thing that the Bombers have been going down with. So, like you said, pressure in the neutral zone, they have to watch today and watch those turnovers.
Well, not to mention also, I think really it's going to be important to get the passing going on the offense. So far this season, we've seen a lot of players taking themselves towards the net. I would love to see Haley Armstrong and other players get involved behind the net, passing to their cutting teammates in order to set them up for easier goals. In Ithaca, they need to take their time. The clock is their friend as long as they keep this game close. They would love to take as much time off of that 90-second shot clock as possible. That's their way to win today. It's almost as NFL teams used to do against Patrick Mahomes. Run the football, take their time, make sure Mahomes doesn't get the opportunity to score. And Mahomes right now is the William Smith Herons for the Ithaca College Bombers.
All right, Alex, it looks like these two teams are coming out onto the field now. We are getting ready for this first draw of this game against this number 18 versus number 2 matchup. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled. I mean, you and I, Nicole, both had this game highlighted and circled on our calendar since the schedule was announced over the summer. We both knew this would be the game to decide the fate of the Liberty League tournament, and I could not be more excited to get this game underway. Of course, Ithaca, the South Hill, of course, provides some interesting weather for today's occasions. There's a bunch of dark gray clouds, not to mention wind howling through the stadium right now. The wind and the flag, the United States of America flag, completely blowing in the opposite direction of the field. So there's going to be some heavy wind, and we'll see how that affects play so far today. But I really think I could not be more happy and more excited to get this one going.
I couldn't agree with you more, Alex. Okay, to give some perspective for all of you listening, we have both teams coming onto the field now. The Bombers are going left to right on this field, so Lexi Held is backed up to the Garden Apartments here on Ithaca College's campus, and the William Smith Herons will be going right to left with their goalie backed up to the Athletic Center parking lot. It looks like this draw is underway. They are lining up right now. We have Wise on the draw circle versus
Maddie Montgomery, the headliner.
Yep. Waiting for this ref to set this up here. We're going to get going right now.
The two undefeated teams in the Liberty League clash here on the South Hill. This one to determine the fate of the Liberty League tournament.
First draw is up. Whistle is blown.
They're going to give it to Ithaca here off of a violation there on Maddie Montgomery. So Ithaca will have the first opportunity to strike.
Caroline Wise has the ball. She passed it off to Puppo, it looks like. The Bombers are going through the neutral zone, trying to get it across down into their attacking zone. Caitlin Russell is charging down the field on this near side. She charges into the attacking zone, looking to clear it off to an offensive player. She passes it off to Lee Natural, who has it up at the top. She passes it over to Lily Cody, who has it at the top, over to Kellish, down to Chloe Nordyke, who has it behind the cage now.
Great defensive play there by Kate Risley for the Herons, able to intercept that pass. She was trying to get Nordyke to Veach on the opposite side of the net, unable to connect there, but I would love to see that connection go further. Now William Smith, their first offensive opportunity of the game.
The William Smith goalie now has it in the back of the field, looking to clear it up the field so that the Herons can get on their offensive side. She clears it over to Maddie Montgomery, who charges up the far side of the field, trying to get into the attacking zone with 3 Bombers on her. She passes it over to Kelly Malone, who charges up the middle of the field now, almost at the attacking zone. She has now crossed the restraining line into the Heron attacking zone with the Bombers now on defense.
Ithaca taking an interesting strategy. All their defenders are playing up towards the blue restraining line a little bit. That's a new tactic that I haven't seen them pull out this season. I think Carrie Moore has been saving some cards in her sleeve, waiting to pull them out here against the rival Herons.
Yep. The Bombers are now on defense with the ball behind the net with a Heron.
27 seconds on the shot clock.
Maddie Montgomery looks to take a shot. She charges into the 8-meter but pulls out, passes it off to Hannah Evans, but she misses it and the ball goes behind the goal. Herons get the ball back and have possession now behind the goal.
That was a dangerous opportunity there for the Herons. Heaven right in front of Held in the 8-meter fan. 2 seconds on the shot clock. 1 second, Maddie Montgomery, and it's going to expire, so the Bombers will take over here on the turnover.
Bombers have the turnover with Maddie Hall charging up the field, passing it off to Lee Natural, who's pulling it into the attacking zone. She pulls it to the near side of the field, goes behind the goal to the 8-meter, right around the goal line extended. She passes it up to Lexi Kellish, who picks it up, passes it up over to Lily Cody, who has it at the top of the 12-meter fan now. Back to Kellish, looking to feed. She passes it to Cody, passes it over to the left side of the fan. A shot by the Bombers, but it is saved by Maura Schmieder for the Herons.
Great shot there by Wise. Sign wider low, trying to beat Schmieder down low. And now they're going to reset. 54 seconds on the shot clock. Shot, score! And that one's in there for Sydney Phillips. Found a way to get the pass inside, and she shoots and scores at the top of the goal. And that is a great start there for the Bombers. They lead it 1-0.
Great feed by a Bomber to her teammate. I mean, that is what the Bombers needed in order to get off to this hot start. They needed this hot start. They needed to score first, get that confidence in going into this game.
It's all about momentum in this one, Nicole, and a great way for the Bombers to get the opening goal, get a lead. This is what they've struggled to do against teams in the past. Get a good start. This is the perfect start for the Ithaca College Bombers. Once again, the emphasis is going to be on Wise all day in the draw circle. She has to win, and she's going to have another big one coming up here. If the Ithaca Bombers can get a jump out on William Smith, get a multi-lead goal, that would be fantastic, and it would keep their chances up of getting a win.
We bring it back to the draw circle now with Wise on the circle with Maddie Montgomery. This seems like it will be the matchup of the day for the game.
Well, I will say William Smith has a couple of different drawers, including Maddie Montgomery, but also Natalie Daniels is the one who actually leads the team and is top 5 in the Liberty League in draw control. So I would not be surprised to see her also getting inside the circle with Wise.
Ball is up. Caroline Wise gets possession. She's charging into the attacking zone now. She's looking to feed it off to a player. She passes it to Lily Cody, who drives into the near side of this attacking zone for the Bombers. Passes it up to Lee Natural, who passes it off to Kellish, over to Wise. Now down to Veach in her office, as Alex would say. She is looking to feed up, bring it back up to the top. It is now with Cody up at the top of the fan. She passes it off to Kellish. Kellish tries to go in, but
they're going to call a foul there.
A foul is called on a Heron. It looks like it is against Lexi Kellish, who will get the ball on the 12-meter fan.
I think they're going to call a hit up high on a Heron there, so Ithaca retains possession.
Ball is now with Caroline Wise on the left side, but it is saved by Maura Smiter. She's now looking to pass it off to a fellow Heron to get it off on their attacking side. The ball is going down the far side of the field now with the Herons rushing into their attacking zone. Pass through over to Catherine Murray. She's driving up the top. She passes it over to Hannah Evans, but the Herons have now settled it down in their attacking zone. They're setting up around the 12-meter fan, passing it around. Ball's behind the goal now. They're settling it, trying to make something happen, working with this calm offense that they're running right now.
And William Smith taking their time here. The clock is probably what Ithaca would love to see drain down more, so it's probably good to see that the Herons are taking their time here, Nicole.
Very true. Ball is now up top with Maddie Montgomery. She looks to charge in, but is faced with 3 defensive players for the Bombers. She passes it over to Natalie Daniels. Ball is now on the far side of the field.
And Maddie Montgomery probably going to get that triple team probably all day. They are not going to let her inside and absolutely win this game for William Smith. They're going to make somebody else beat them.
Natalie Daniels charges into the 8 now, but pulls it out, passes it behind the goal to Kira Fulton. She feeds it up to Maddie Montgomery up top, takes a shot but misses it and goes out of bounds.
There was a scary bounce shot there, and now there's going to be a stoppage here. We're waiting to see what it's going to be. The shot clock reset, even though I don't think it should have necessarily, because I don't think that shot was touched by either Lexi Helt or the goalpost.
I don't think so.
And so the referee's going to go over to the scorer's table, or as Toby Zabori informed me, it's called the donkey over there on the other side. So The ref is going over to the donkey to talk to athletics staff, and they're going to reset it to 9 seconds here. So William Smith going to have to move fast before the shot clock expires.
Yeah, it's going to have to move fast. They have the ball behind the goal with Allie McGinty. She's looking to feed it and so that the Herons can get a shot off in this 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Now they're going to reset her to a little bit further to the left, and now she's going to pass it off.
She passes it off to Natalie Daniels, who charges in for a shot, but is double-teamed by the Bombers. It is going to be a turnover with the Bombers getting possession now, with Liney Dutchinson moving over to the far side of the field trying to get the ball down. She is double-teamed by 2 Herons, and it looks like they will get possession back. The Herons now have possession charging down the middle of the field.
I was just about to compliment how well the Ithaca defense was doing, and then the moment that I go to try and do that, Liney Dutchinson commits the first turnover of the day in the neutral zone, and Ithaca has to limit those as much as possible. Ithaca's strategy in this game, give William Smith as few opportunities as possible to score goals.
The rain has started coming down on this South Hill as the Herons are now on offense with Molly Davis up top. She passes it over to Maddie Montgomery, who charges into the 8, looking to take a shot, but it is saved by Lexi Held. Great save by Held there.
That was a great bounce shot there by Maddie Montgomery. Montgomery tried to beat her low and high. His bounce shots can go either way, either 5-hole or top shelf, and Held able to read that one as it came off the bounce and able to settle things down now.
Held feeds it over to Maddie Mandel, who is now charging down the near side of this field, trying to get it into the attacking zone. She passes it off to Veach, who is up top, not in her usual spot on the field here. She passes it over to Lee Natural, who passes it to Kellish. Kellish is now bringing the ball behind the net, looking to feed it to someone behind there or crease roll it for the Bombers here.
And you saw Veach was triple teamed there in the neutral zone. That's probably something we're going to see all day. Veach is not somebody the Herons are going to want to let inside.
Definitely, Alex. Ball is now behind the goal with Chloe Nordyke looking to feed to someone. She feeds it up to Caroline Wise, who passes it up to the top of the fan, up to Lily Cody, over to Lee Natural, back to Cody. Cody looks to drive in, but has a defender on top of her. She passes it over to Wise once again, but the ball rolls out of bounds, and it will be a turnover on the Bombers.
That's such a costly miscommunication there between Cody and Wise. That just can't be happening. I know Cody wanted to drive in there. She's a super quick player and super gritty and tough, but she is going to be a little bit intimidated by these taller William Smith defenders.
William Smith is now driving down the middle of the field with their ball. They cross the restraining line into the attacking zone. Murray tried to get a fast break opportunity there for the Herons, but pulls it out with the Bombers setting up their defense. The ball is now behind the goal with a Heron. Hannah Evans had it behind the goal, but tried to take a shot, but was not able to get it.
And they're gonna call a foul there, as I think McGinty slid into the crease, and so they're gonna give it a turnover, and it's gonna be Ithaca possession.
Ball is now with Lexi Held in her crease. She looks to feed it up to Liney Dutchinson, who is now driving up this field into the attacking zone for the Bombers.
And the rain is starting to really have a factor here as it's coming down hard now here at Higgins Stadium in the South Hill.
Dutchinson passes it over to Juliana Esposito, who dumps it off to Kellish right here at the top of the 12-meter fan. Back to...
It was to Cody there at the top of the 12.
Cody, excuse me. Now Cody at the 12 once again. She now passes it over to Kellish on the right side of the 12 here. Back to Cody. Cody looks to drive into the 8, but is met with defenders. Back to Kellish.
That's a goal. That's a goal there. As Juliana Esposito got the pass there from Cody inside in the 8-meter, and a great tic-tac-toe play there by the Bombers gets them a 2-goal lead, and this is the perfect start for Ithaca, 2-0. 6 minutes left to go in the first.
Like you said, Alex, perfect start for the Bombers here. This is what they needed. Like I said after they scored that first goal, they needed this momentum giver, and scoring these 2 goals early on in the first quarter is what they need.
Absolutely. I mean, I did not expect Ithaca to come out here, wall up William Smith defensively here in the first quarter, and then also score 2 goals offensively. But, I mean, Nicole, you saw how hard it was for that goal to happen. I mean, there were 3 William Smith defenders right on Juliana Esposito as she was taking that shot. This is how hard it's going to be all day long. What I want to see from Ithaca is consistent effort. They need to have consistent effort throughout all 60 minutes. I know they're doing great right now, 2 goals up with 6 minutes left to go in the first, but they need to keep it going. Wise, once again, in the draw circle. Big emphasis on her all day.
Let's see if the Bombers get this draw here to get possession once again, which is one of the most important factors of a lacrosse game, is getting that possession early, being able to get this lead that the Bombers have right now.
And they are going to give it to her. Another violation on Maddie Montgomery, and I would not be surprised if William Smith goes away from her soon.
Maisie Veach is now charging into the 8-meter, tries to get a shot off. She shoots, but it goes high above the crossbar. Bombers do get the possession once again. The ball is now on the far side behind the goal, passed up to Lily Cody at the top of the 12, over to Kellish, back to Cody. Cody looks to drive in, is met by two Heron defenders. Kellish now has the ball in the middle. She passes it over to Wise. Back up to Kellish up top. Looking to settle it down a little bit, the Bombers seem to be doing. Lily Cody now has the ball behind. She passes to Veach behind the goal. Veach tries to roll, but shot goes once again far over the crossbar.
Veach trying to do a little bit too much there. She's trying to do it all by herself. She has the teammates look to pass there.
Bombers have possession once again in the 8-meter. It looks like they will call a shooting space violation on the Herons. And
Caroline Wise is going to have it there. Caroline Wise is going to have it on the far side for the first free position shot. This is a big opportunity here to get 3 goals up on the William Smith Herons.
Huge opportunity for Wise here. She's lining up to take this shot now.
She's a bit off angle, so she might pass, and she does.
Wise pulls it out, passes it back to Kellish, who passes it over to Cody, down to Chloe Nordyke with 27 seconds left on the shot clock. The Bombers have to do something here in order to get this shot off. Passes it up to Kellish at the top of the 12. Kellish charges in, is met by 3.
They're going to call another shooting space foul there, Nicole.
That was a tough position for Kellish to be in with 3 defenders on her, but it worked in her favor.
William Smith closes out so quick, but Kellish, this is right down Broadway for her. A massive opportunity here. This is prime scoring position.
Kellish takes a shot, and she scores from the center hash.
And this is a dream start for Ithaca. 3-0 here on William Smith. 4:42 left to go in the first. Nicole, we are watching potentially the beginning of an upset here. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but 3-0. This is not what I was expecting. Ithaca has come here, and they have looked like the team that I've wanted to see play this way for the past 2 seasons.
Ithaca has shown up in this first quarter, getting a 3-point lead on the Herons. This is what they needed in order to try and get this win.
I think also something in the back of all their minds, I'm sure some of the extra motivation for this vigorous start of Ithaca was the fact that they just lost to William Smith in the Liberty League Championship game last year. I mean, that was the last time that these 2 teams met, and I'm sure Ithaca, they have not forgotten about that, considering every single player on this team was there for that. That's not a first year, and they only lost 1 true senior last year, so everybody's back.
Like you said, it seems like this is almost a revenge season for this Ithaca team.
The revenge tour is on, and right now, Ithaca's giving it to William Smith.
Ball is back on the draw circle with Wise versus Montgomery once again. Whistle is blown. Wise is driving to the ball. Whistle's blown once again.
And they're going to give it to William Smith. First time today, and that was Daniels, by the way, that was in the draw circle, not Maddie Montgomery. So
excuse me, my bad.
So they switched it up after Montgomery lost the first couple draws. Daniels gets a violation win here against Wise.
Hannah Evans now has the ball driving into the Herons' offensive side. She has 2 Bombers on her looking to pass it off, and she does to Natalie Daniels, who passes it over to Catherine Murray on the far side. Ball is now behind the goal with Allie McGinty. She passes it to Molly Davis on the wing, who passes it up. Ball is now at the top of the 12 with Natalie Daniels looking to drive in, but she pulls it back. She flips it off to Molly Davis, who's driving into the 8-meter. She takes a shot. Great shot by Held. Great save by Held, but it is once again caught by a Heron on the deflection. Murray takes a shot for the Herons, but it goes far left, and the Herons will once again get possession from that shot.
Held on top of her game right now for the Bombers. She's locking it down there in net, exactly what you want to see.
Natalie Daniels is now in the middle of the 8-meter. She takes a shot, but it is once again saved by Lexi Held.
Held is on top of her game. She is dominating right now, and now almost a sloppy turnover. It will be a sloppy turnover there as Held misses a pass to Cody, and now William Smith gets a reset shot clock and another opportunity to get a goal.
Catherine Murray is now bringing the ball behind the goal for the Herons. She passes it over to one of her teammates behind the goal. Ball is now on the near fan with Natalie Daniels, who passes it up to Molly Davis at the top of the 12. She looks to drive in, but Elizabeth Green is giving a lot of pressure toward her. Ball is now behind the goal with Allie McGinty. She looks to feed it up to Molly Davis, but it is not caught by Davis. And the ball is now in the middle of the field here, waiting for a ground ball. It is picked up by Delaney Cassidy. Once again, ball is on the ground.
Cassidy loses it, and now an opportunity here. Can Ithaca pick it up?
Ithaca needs to pick it up here, but they do not have it.
That was almost a fast break there. If Ithaca could have gotten in front of it, there was no defenders back for William Smith.
Natalie Daniel now brings the ball into the attacking zone for the Herons. She passes it over to Catherine Murray, who passes it down behind the goal to Allie McGinty. It looks like that's her office right there, just like Maisie Veach has one. McGinty's is in the same spot on her attacking side.
Oh, they're going to call a foul there on Puppo as she tried to reach in. I thought it was a clean play there, Nicole, but unfortunately the refs disagreed. And so they're not going to award her a free position. She will have a 12-meter start, and she'll be at an off angle too. So I don't think she's going to opt to shoot here, but it will be a foul inside the 12.
Maddie Montgomery now has it lined up on the 12. She passes it up to Natalie Daniels, who has it at the top with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. She drives in to shoot it, but is once again saved by Lexi Held.
Stonewall Held today so far for the Bombers. She has been dominating back there. Held already up to 5 saves. She is going to have one heck of a day if she can keep this up.
This is exactly what the Bombers need to do on their defensive side. The ball is now in the middle of the field with the Bombers trying to swing it to the other side. Lainey Dutchinson now driving up right below the shield of this field, bringing it into the attacking zone for the Bombers on this near side. She's looking to pass it off, and she does pass it off to Elizabeth Green, who passes it down to Chloe Nordic behind the goal.
1 minute left in the first quarter, Nicole.
You're going to need a tough one here. Nordic tries to take a shot, but it goes high over the crossbar. But Veach does get it back for the Bombers. They have 43 seconds left on the shot clock. Need to make something happen here to bring this to a 4-0 lead. Ball is now with Elizabeth Green on the right fan. She passes it over to Veach in her office. Veach takes a shot, but it is saved by Morris Meader. And the Bombers will get possession once again.
30 seconds left in the first quarter.
It looks like this should be the last possession of this quarter if the Bombers are able to keep the ball with them with 18 seconds left on the shot clock, 20 left on the game, on the quarter clock.
I'm surprised they didn't call a foul there on William Smith. It looked like Nordic got slashed the ball out of her stick. However, no foul called, and so William Smith's going to get it with 7 seconds left on the game clock here in the first quarter.
They're driving up the middle of the field now with Natalie Daniels has the ball. She passes it down the field as the first quarter winds down with the Bombers leading 3-0 after this first quarter. Alex, how are we feeling?
I mean, this is the best possible start you could have asked for if you're an Ithaca Bombers fan right now. I mean, when you're talking about how the Bombers have played differently in this game and in the first quarter compared to all the other games, they look like an entirely different team, Nicole. I mean, this is the team that I wanted to see for 2 years covering this team. I mean, finally, they show up to play against their biggest rival in the biggest game of their season. They have come to play, and they are right now handling the William Smith Herons. And really, I don't even know what to say, Nicole. I'm speechless right now. I'm amazed.
Yeah, I think the Bombers have come out on fire. Their defense is looking great. Their offense is looking great. They're getting the draw controls that you need. And like you mentioned in the pre-show, Alex, draw controls is where everything starts. Possession is the most important thing in a game of lacrosse. If you get possession, you will get the ball, and you'll be on the attacking side, and you have a shot at scoring.
Well, actually, to that point, Nicole, there were only 4 total draw controls in that entire first quarter. And so when you're talking about it, like, if Ithaca can win 3 out of 4 of those, which they did in the first quarter going forward, I mean, that's going to show that they have so many more opportunities and so many more possessions going forward. And the other biggest thing that I've noticed, Nicole, turnovers. And that is because it is even right now between William Smith and Ithaca. Both teams have 4 turnovers so far, and Ithaca finally cleaning up the turnovers. This is exactly what they needed to do. They need to keep this going, however. We cannot get too far ahead of themselves, and neither can the Bombers. The Bombers have to keep this up for the full 60 minutes. They cannot forget that William Smith is the #2 team in the country, and they can come back at any moment.
Yes, the Bombers are finally cleaning up their turnovers, as you said, finally handling the ball well, going back to the basics of lacrosse, cradling ear to nose. They are doing it perfectly today in order to get this win.
And William Smith, when you're talking about William Smith, they need to get back to what they're good at. They cannot get all razzle-dazzled by these Ithaca tricks. I think Carrie Moore has prepared perfectly for William Smith. I think she's pulled out the perfect game plan so far. However, it's all about adjustments. And you can see head coach Ann Phillips is talking to her team extra long right now, trying to get them fired up because she knows they're the #2 team in the country for the reason. They are absolutely better than this Ithaca Bombers team on paper, and they have to play like it.
Yep. The Bombers team is now coming out on the field, and it looks like the Herons will as well. They will switch sides for this quarter, so the Bombers will be going right to left with Lexi Hell backing up to the A&E parking lot, and the Herons will go left to right with Smeater backing up to the Garden Apartments here on Ithaca College's campus.
And just to mention on Smeater, I'm actually really surprised that she has let up 3 goals so far in this one. She's a third-team All-American, and she's currently second on the William Smith career wins list. And so she is an all-time great goaltender, and I'm shocked that she's let up 3 so far.
Looks like it might be getting into her head a little bit.
And now it's going to be restarted with Wise, and once again, Daniels going out in the draw circle.
The rain is coming down as we start this second quarter here at Higgins Stadium with Ithaca versus William Smith. Whistle blows. William Smith will get the first possession of the quarter with Maddie Montgomery winning it for the Herons. Ball is now behind the goal with the Herons, looking to settle it down, looking to pass it around. Ball is on the left side with Molly Davis, who passes it up to Maddie Montgomery at the top of the 12. Montgomery looks to drive in, but is met with pressure from the Bombers. She passes it over to the wing, over to Davis, who brings it up to the top of the 12. She's looking to drive in on the right side.
And they're going to call a foul there on Caitlin Russell. So Russell's going to get the foul. There will be a free position shot for William Smith. But one thing that I've seen already in this first offensive possession, William Smith has switched up their tactics. They're trying to isolate a player now on the far side, how everybody else on the left side.
Molly Davis lines up on the hash. She takes the shot, but is met by a Bomber stick, and the shot will go wide, or high above the crossbar, but William Smith will get it back with a Heron crease rolling it, but is met with pressure from the Bombers. She pulls it out over to Maddie Montgomery, who shoots it, but it tips.
And they're gonna call foul here, I think. And so they're gonna call a reset. Or no, wait. Maddie Montgomery is gonna get a yellow card here? Is that what it's gonna be, the call? Maddie Montgomery will get the yellow card. I don't know what that's for, actually. I think it might be for slashing, maybe, on the follow-through. Like, that's my only thing that I possibly can be. But, or no, actually, the ref was holding up a yellow, but there's only 1 minute on the penalty clock, and they're going to call it a dangerous follow-through is what they're going to call it. So Ithaca is going to have an opportunity to clear. And actually, Montgomery's going to have a 2-minute penalty. They are going to get it right. They're working to get it up there on the scoreboard. They have just gotten it up there now. So yellow card on Maddie Montgomery and another clean defensive possession for the Bombers.
Bombers now have possession with Olivia Puppo driving up this field here. They have a woman up situation on their hands here. Let's see if they can score in this position.
They absolutely have to take advantage of these. William Smith is not going to give them very many cards in this game. They have to take advantage of the ones that they can get.
Lee Natural brings it into the attacking zone for the Bombers. She passes it over to Chloe Nordic behind the goal, looking to feed. She passes it up to Caroline Wise, who passes it over to Lily Cody, over to Kellish on the far side, back up to Cody, top of the fan, over to Wise, back up to Cody on the top of the fan. She drives into the 8, takes a shot, but it is saved by Mara Smeater for the Herons. Once again, getting a great save for the Herons there. Bombers get possession once again. Ball is back up top with Lily Cody at the top of the 12. She passes it in to Sydney Phillips, but Phillips' shot is saved by Smeater. Once again, back-to-back saves for Smeater, and the Herons will drive up into their attacking zone now.
It's almost as if Smeater was listening to what I said during the little intermission. She has come back with back-to-back saves against really good offensive possessions for the Bombers, and there is 45 seconds left on the penalty against Maddie Montgomery, and the Herons are just going to look to hold onto the ball and not give Ithaca another opportunity with a woman up.
Smeater has come out to the top of the 12 here with passes it over to Natalie Daniels, gets it out of her stick, but Bombers' pressure is high on these Herons.
That was a really dangerous play. The only time I've seen a goaltender come out that far was against Cortland, and Cortland's goaltender was a first year at the time, came out that far last year, but I've never seen a goaltender come out that far otherwise, so that was a really risky play by Smeater.
Ball is now behind the net with Allie McGinty for the Herons. Whistle's blown.
We're going to have to wait and see here. They're going to call maybe a card there. They're going to call it on green. Or no, they're not going to call it on green. Are they going to call it on green? Yes, they will. And so a green card will be awarded. Or no.
It looks like Sydney Phillips is going out.
There's no way Sydney Phillips could possibly be coming off, though, as she was way behind the play. I'm confused as to how she got a green card. But that is really interesting. But 13 seconds left on the Maddie Montgomery penalty, a full minute on the Sydney Phillips penalty as the clock is restarted.
Ball is now with Natalie Daniels over on this. She passes it over to the side of the fan, over to Emily Griffin. Ball is behind with Allie McGinty. She looks to feed from behind the net for the Herons. No one is open, though. She's dancing around behind there. She passes it up to Natalie Daniels, who rips a shot, but it is once again saved by Lexi Held.
Stonewall Held has come to play today. She is once again flashing that stick and making sure nothing gets past her.
Bombers are now rushing up the field on the far side. Maggie Mandel has the ball for the Bombers. She passes it over to Caitlin Russell, who brings it up right below the shield of this game.
10 seconds left on the Phillips penalty. They're about to get it even, and Caitlin Russell was calling for a hit up high there as a foul on one of the Herons, but the ref did not give the call.
Bombers now have possession with Caroline Wise at the top of this 12.
And now both teams are even. Both penalties have expired, so back to 11-on-11 play.
Ball is up top with Elizabeth Green. She passes it over to Wise. Back to Green. Green looks to drive into this 8 here, but is met by 4 Herons in the defensive side. She passes it over to Kellish, back up to Green up top, over to Wise on this near side of the field. Wise pulls it out over to Veach in her office. Veach looks to drive it in, but passes it up to Green up top. Ball is now with Kellish on the far side. Kellish drives into the 8, but pulls it out from being doubled. Green now has the ball. She passes it to Wise in the middle of the 8, and it is scored. Caroline Wise brings this score to 4-0 with the Bombers leading.
What a pass there by Lexi Kellish. She fed it right to Caroline Wise, right where she needed it. And Wise went old trusty 5-hole on Smeater there to beat her down low. And what an opening half for Ithaca, 4-0. I don't think anybody watching this game, predicting this game, could have seen 4-0 in the first half for the Bombers. But this is what I've been talking about for the past 2 seasons covering this team. This team has the potential to do this. They just have to execute and do it consistently. And today they're finally starting to show that. And the Bombers' offense, I mean, this is the best offensive performance, especially against the toughest defense in the Liberty League. Bar none, this is the toughest defense in the Liberty League. And so I think really to do this against the William Smith Herons, 4 goals in the first half is truly astounding.
Yes, it definitely is, Alex. And it looks like this April break for the Bombers has given them a little bit of a push that they needed. No class Monday, Tuesday for us. Looks like the Bombers have come out on fire. Veach now has the ball for the Bombers, with the Bombers winning that draw on the circle. We have Kellish up top now with the ball, looking to pass it over to Elizabeth Green, and she does. Green has it on the far side now. She passes it down to Nordyke, who is behind the goal. Nordyke looks to drive in, but pulls it back out. She feeds it up to Wise, who's right in the middle of the 8. Wise tried to take a shot, but brings it out. Tried to pass it over to Lee Natural, who is right in front of the crease, but it goes long. Bombers did get the ground ball, so they have possession once again. Ball is with Wise on the elbow on the near side of the field here. Ball back up with Kellish at the top, back to Wise. Down to Veach, who is right on the goal line extended, looking to feed from this elbow here, but pulls it out up to Kellish once again. Kellish passes it to Wise. Wise runs in, but pulls it out once again, met with defensive pressure. Up to Kellish once again, over to Green on the left, on the far elbow.
And Natural able to pick that one back up. That one got it slammed out of green stick, and now Wise has it.
And
Score!
Shot by Wise.
Bounce shot, and that one goes for Wise. Another 5-hole goal for the Bombers, and they lead it 5-0, Nicole. This is perhaps, I think this is the best I've seen the Bombers look in 2 years. To be completely honest, this is the best that this team has looked. I've never seen them have the chemistry of passing, the cleanliness, the cleanliness, the execution, the ability for them to pick up ground balls when one of their teammates gets knocked out of their stick. This is everything that you want to see in women's lacrosse, and the Ithaca Bombers are putting it together at the best possible moment.
I couldn't agree more, Alex. I mean, they are every single mistake they made, they are picking it right back up, and they are getting right back into it. They are capitalizing off their own mistakes. This is exactly what the Bombers need to do in this game.
And I think William Smith is just a little bit stunned right now. I think they have to be. In all of the times that William Smith has played this Bombers team, they have never looked as good as this.
No.
And so truly, I think, and another win there for Wise in the draw circle, and Ithaca is going to go right back to offense and try and put up another goal.
Bombers will once again be in their attacking zone. Kellish has it on the far wing now. She brings it behind the goal. She passes it over to Chloe Nordyke, who's in Veach's usual spot. Passes it up to Caroline Wise, over to Green at the top of the 12. Back to Wise on this near elbow. Ball is on this elbow here with Chloe Nordyke now, who passes it up to Green at the top of the 12. She dumps it over to Juliana Esposito, who passed it down to Veach behind the goal. Veach is now on the right side of the goal. She's usually on the left. She passes it up to Green up top, over to Wise, down to Nordyke at the bottom of the goal. Juliana Esposito caught it in the middle of the 8, but dumps it off to Wise with too much pressure. Wise dumps it down to Nordyke, who brings it behind the goal, trying to make something happen. Ball is now up top with Elizabeth Green. Passes it to Wise. Wise takes a shot, but it does go high over the crossbar, but the Bombers will get possession once again.
Wise, known for her speed on her shot. She tried to go sidewind fireball into the top corner of the net. Just came up a little top heavy.
Green rushes into the 8-meter and does score.
Talk about a fireball of a shot. Elizabeth Green pulls one out there and makes the score 6-0. Ithaca running away with this game in the first half. This is truly unbelievable. I am astounded, Nicole, that Ithaca has been able to put up 6 goals against the number 2 team in the country.
6 unanswered goals as well.
That's the other big thing. Ithaca's defense, this is the best that they've looked all season. Lexi Held, this is the best she's looked all season. And this is the best the offense has looked all season. Truly, when it matters most, and now there's going to be a timeout here by William Smith. William Smith and head coach Ann Phillips has had enough. She's seen enough of this Ithaca offense, and she needs to talk it over with her defense.
Yes, it looks like they will regroup now. Alex, what do you think is going through the Bombers' mind right now?
All they're focused on, and I truly think Carrie Moore has game planned perfectly. I think that she has put this team into the perfect mindset, which is to just attack every single second. I mean, that's just what they've been doing since tip-off here at Higgins Stadium. That's what they have to continue to do. And when you look at William Smith, Ann Phillips has to preach to her team, this is Ithaca. This is the team that we've seen before. We know what they're going to do. You guys have to go back to what you're good at. Feed it to Maddie Montgomery. Feed it to Natalie Daniels. Find them and try and create plays to where they have open space in the defensive zone. They have to go back to that, as that's the way to generate offense for them, and that's the way that they can get back into this game. But Ithaca, they cannot lose sight of this. If William Smith is still the number 2 team in the country, they can still absolutely come back from 6 goals down. Ithaca came back from 8 goals down against Trinity to make that one an interesting game in the second quarter, and so absolutely William Smith, an even better opponent, can come back with 6 goals down. So they cannot get cocky. They cannot get confident. They have to be cool, calm, and collected and just keep their foot on the gas pedal.
The teams will now come back onto the field and set up once again for a draw here. Alex, how do you think the Bombers will do with the rest of this quarter?
I think they're going to be looking really good. They just have to keep doing what they're doing. They have already set the tempo. They've already set the pace. They've already executed what they needed to execute. They just have to keep it going. And that's what I talked about very early on in this broadcast. It's about the full 60 minutes. And that's what I said to you. That's what I've said to everybody who's asked me about this game. If Ithaca can put together a full 60 minutes consistently and execute how I know that they can absolutely beat this William Smith team, and that's what they're doing right now.
Both teams will now line up on the draw circle to take this draw to, with 7 minutes and 56 seconds left in this first half. We once again have Caroline Wise on the draw circle.
I think that's with Maddie Montgomery. I think they went back to Montgomery as they
Looks
found
like
that
it.
both Daniels and Montgomery have neither of them have had success against Wise.
Nope.
And it
Ball
was
is
against
up.
Montgomery.
Wise does get the possession, gets the ground ball. Once again, another draw control for Wise. She passes it over to Olivia Puppo in the defensive zone, who passes it up to field to Chloe Nordyke, who is now driving in the attacking zone. Looks like a fast break opportunity here. She does pull it out, though, with 2 defenders on her behind the goal now. She passes it up to Caroline Wise right around the top of the 12, who passes it over to Lily Cody, who has it at the top of the 12 now. Back over to Wise on this near elbow. Down to Veach, who is right on the goal line extended. Back up to Wise. It looks like they use Wise as this middleman here as the ball goes back up to Cody. Over to Kellish on the far elbow. Back up to Cody on the top of the 12. Back to Kellish on the elbow. They're trying to figure something out here. Kellish drives in. She shoots, but Smeater does save it for the Herons.
Smeater, a great save there. That was a hot shot coming in from Kellish. Able to get out in front of it and make sure it stays in front of her for the Herons. Herons, they don't want to let any more goals go in the back of the net.
Smeater does clear it up to a teammate, and we now have the Herons driving up this center of the field with Catherine Murray bringing it into the attacking zone for the Herons. She passes it down to almost the far corner of this field as the Herons try to set up their attacking structure. Ball is now at the top of the 12 with Eliza Wild, who passes it down to Emily Griffin. It's now behind with Anna Evans. She pulls it over to the far side, passes it up to a teammate who's looking to drive in. It is Catherine Murray with the ball at the moment. She passes it over to the top of the 12 with Wild, who passes it back down to Griffin, who looks to drive in from this near elbow. She passes it to Montgomery, who tries to make something happen in the 8, but pulls it out. Back up to Murray with the top of the 12, who passes it down to McGinty at the behind the net. She pulls back into the middle of the 8, but has to pull it out with the Bombers defense heavy on her. She flips it over to Murray, who tries to feed it to a teammate in the middle of the 8, but the ball is tipped by a Bomber, and the Bombers will get possession now.
That one just went clean out of bounds on a missed pass, and I'm looking at my board here, Nicole, and I'm trying to figure out who else can step up for the William Smith Herons, because obviously it's not going to be Daniels, it's not going to be Montgomery. Ithaca's not going to let them have opportunities, but when I'm looking at players that need to step up on the offensive side for William Smith, you got to look at Catherine Murray and Molly Davis. Both of them have double-digit goals so far this season. They have to step up here against this tough Ithaca defense.
Ithaca will now have the ball, trying to get it into their attacking zone, with Liney Dutchinson driving down the far side of the field right in front of her team's sideline. She does bring it into the attacking zone for the Bombers, passes it up to Elizabeth Green, who is right now on the far elbow, as she passes it down to Chloe Nordyke behind the goal. Nordyke looks to drive up, but is met by pressure, so she passes it off to Veach in her office. Veach drives into the 8, but pulls it out once again, feeds it to Wise in the middle of the 8. It does hit the side. It does hit the pipe, but the Bombers will recover it once again, with Lily Cody having it right near the restraining line.
I'm shocked, Nicole. They are letting Caroline Wise run right through the 8-meter fan right now. William Smith's defense interiorly is deteriorating so fast. I mean, they almost had Caroline Wise score 2 goals there in the middle of the 8-meter zone.
Speaking of Wise, she just passed it down to Veach right at the elbow, who passes it over to, it looks like,
Phillips had a shot, and it went off the post a second time.
2 posts.
It went off the post, back-to-back posts in that offensive possession. Ithaca, they can't get any closer to getting a 7-goal lead.
Nope, Smeater does pass it up the field to Eliza Wild, but they pass it back and across the field. Ball is on the ground. Maisie Veach will try to get it, but Wise comes right up and picks up that ground ball for the Bombers.
I don't understand why William Smith is going for these cross-field passes. They're getting sloppy, Nicole. I mean, this is a way to get turnovers. This is not a way to get it up the field. I mean, they need to start rushing instead of doing these cross-field passes. They're just sloppy, and they're very easy to be picked off, as Veach did. Yeah, they're going to call a foul there as Wise almost ripped his shot. And it went wide. However, Wise is going to get a free position here as she was fouled prior to the shot.
Wise one. It looks like it will not be a free position, but the Bombers will get possession behind the goal. Nordike passes it up to Cody, who drives into the 8 but loses the ball right in the middle, and Smeater will get possession in the crease.
Cody so fast, tried to break one right down the 8-meter fan, right down Broadway. However, it just got dislodged and she wasn't able to pick it back up.
Smeater tries to pass it off to Kelly Maloney. She is met with Bombers, but is able to pick up that ground ball. She passes it over to Madeline Schleicher, who passes it over to another teammate. It seems like them trying to swing it across the field that way did work.
Daniels able to find that one. She went right down Broadway, right down the 8-meter fan. The defense was caught a little bit behind the play. It was a fast break opportunity. Daniels fires it in the top left corner. Lexi Held no chance.
Nothing Held could have done there with that fast break.
And finally, the first brick has fallen out of the stone wall of Lexi Held, as it's now 6-1 with 2:46 left to go in the second quarter. But I mean, it took that much and that long for William Smith. It took them an entire quarter, almost 2 quarters, to get a goal. And so the defense for Ithaca, they just have to get back a little bit faster. And I think also, as I was saying, William Smith, I was going to say this beforehand, before Daniel scored that goal, but William Smith has struggled to clear. They are one of the best clearing teams in the entire country, not just literally the entire country, Nicole, and they have struggled to clear today. They cannot get it out of their own zone. That was almost three back-to-back-to-back offensive possession for the Bombers, and that's something you never see allowed for a William Smith team.
The best way to clear it is for the goalie to get it up to their straighting line, and then the team swings it across the field, and it looks like the Herons just aren't able to do that today, as you've said, Alex.
And Wise, another clean draw there against Daniels. And William Smith has no answer for Caroline Wise now in the draw circle.
Wise passes it back to Maddie Mango, who passes it over to Caitlin Russell, over to Dutchinson on the other side of the field. And it looks like this defense will bring this ball into the attacking zone for the Bombers, with Dutchinson on the far sideline. She gets a check, and the Herons will get possession.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, Nicole, but I am shocked by that call. That ball was knocked out of Liney Dutchinson's stick, touched by a William Smith defender. The ref standing right there, and they gave it to William Smith. I mean, that is a controversial call, if you can call anything a controversial call.
Maddie Montgomery brings it down and passes it to Griffin behind the goal. Ball is now behind the goal with Evans, who passes it over to Davis. Ball is now up top with Montgomery. Passes it over to Davis. They're working it around this near side of this goal here. Griffin now has the ball behind the goal. She passes it over to Hannah Evans. They have 53 seconds on the shot clock, 1 minute and 40 left on this game clock. This may be the last chance that the Herons have to make this goal, to take this shot here.
McGinty inside.
McGinty feeds it to Natalie Daniels, who shovels it in for a goal in Lexi Held's 5-hole.
I mean, that one was a little bit of an off angle. She went for the trick play there. Daniels almost sidewinded around her back, and somehow it's able to beat Held. And another brick has fallen. It's 6-2 now. Ithaca needs to try and find an answer. They have gotten the draw controls that they needed so far in this first half. Wise has to keep winning that. Right now, William Smith doesn't have an answer for her. They need to take advantage and press on that as much as they can in this last 126. I would love to see Ithaca get another goal, change the momentum a little bit, because right now, William Smith is getting that momentum back. Ithaca needs to get at least just an answer to take it into the halftime.
That goal hope will start with this draw here that is about to happen on the field. Wise and Montgomery on this draw once again.
And the draw is right now 7-2 in favor of Ithaca. Wise dominating, the best I've seen her right now in the draw circle.
Ref is taking a long time to place this ball, but the whistle will be blown, and Wise will once again win this draw control for the Bombers as she charges in to the attacking zone.
Wise, she made that one look easy.
She passes it down to Veach, who passes it into the 8-meter into Chloe Nordike's stick. Nordike does take a shot right at the top of the crease, but it goes wide, with the Bombers getting possession once again.
I'm shocked, sorry, Nicole, but I'm shocked that Nordike didn't convert there. She was right in front of Schmieder.
Ball's up top with Wise now. She passes it up to Kellish, who has it right at the top of the 12.
And Ithaca is going to take their time here, make sure that they have the last shot of the half. 48 seconds on the game clock, 53 seconds on the shot clock. So the game clock will expire long before the shot clock does.
Yes. The ball is now on the far side, up at the top of the 12 with Kellish now, who passed it over to Wise on this near elbow. Back up to Kellish up top. It looks like this offense is trying to make something happen. Kellish has it up top. She charges into the 8, but pulls it back. A flag is drawn, and it looks like it will be shooting space on the Herons, and Kellish will get an 8-meter shot on the center hash right down Broadway.
Right where she scored the first goal that she has in this game. This is the exact same opportunity on the opposite side of the field. Kellish, an opportunity to convert here. 23.7 seconds left.
Kellish lines up to take this shot. She runs in, but it does go wide, and a stick catches it, and it goes above the crossbar, and the Herons will get possession once again. Smeater clears it up to the top of the field. It's down with Murray now as she charges into the attacking zone. Looks like a fast break here, but it is saved by Held. There are 0 seconds left on the game clock as we go into this half with the Bombers leading the Herons 6-2. Alex, how are we feeling after this first half?
If you're an Ithaca Bombers fan, you are feeling about the best that you possibly can. 6 goals in the first half, the defense looking amazing, Lexi Hell looking amazing, the offense working the best that I've seen it work all year long. I mean, this is the best half you could have possibly asked for an Ithaca Bomber squad. And so now we're going to send it back to the studio for the halftime crew, and we will be back here in about 10 minutes. You're listening to WICB Radio and the Bomber Radio Network. minutes to decide the fate of who will host the Liberty League tournament. In all likelihood, the Ithaca Bombers, 30 minutes from doing something that they have not done since 2021, which is to beat the number 2 team in the country, William Smith. And right now, it is looking that way. The current score is 6-2 with about 2 minutes left in this halftime. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Higgins Stadium. I'm Alex Schubert, alongside me, Nicole Allen. And Nicole, what a first half for Ithaca. What can they do to keep it going here in the second half?
They need to keep this momentum up. They need to keep winning these draws. They need to keep pressuring on the defense. They need to keep getting it around the circle when they are in the attacking zone. I know that was a lot. I can dissect each of that now. First, it starts with possession. Possession is the name of the game. Caroline Wise currently has, it looks like, 8 draw controls, which is a team high at the moment. If she continues that momentum, if she continues winning those draws, they will win this game.
And I mean, absolutely. I mean, when you talk about William Smith, they look like they haven't had an answer for Caroline Wise. Their top 2 draw control players, which is Natalie Daniels and Maddie Montgomery, they have come up empty against Wise. 8-2, the current margin in draw controls. If Wise can keep that up, William Smith is not going to have an opportunity. And like I said early on in the broadcast, Ithaca's playing the perfect Patrick Mahomes defense right now, because they are absolutely just dominating time of possession, keeping it on their offensive side, and making sure William Smith has the least amount of opportunities possible in order to score goals. And right now, that is fantastic. And now switching over to William Smith here a little bit, Nicole, what needs to change? What has happened to the number 2 team in the country? Why are they struggling so much against an Ithaca team?
They need to show more team cohesiveness. It looks like everyone is playing man for themselves at this point. They're not even able to swing it across the field in a clear. They need to show more team cohesiveness. They need to show more gel on the offense in order to get these goals.
And talking a little bit about Morris Schmieder, she's let up 6 goals here in the first half, and we saw her during this halftime break. She was out there taking saves out there at net. Do you think that she is rattled, and do you think that she can bounce back here in the second half?
I think Schmieder is definitely rattled a little bit. As a goalie myself, I would be rattled at this point in this game. I mean, like we said, it is 6-2 with the Bombers leading at this point. Schmieder does have many saves of this game, but she is definitely rattled at this point. Being out here during halftime, taking those shots, it shows that she is not confident in herself right now, and she needs to start getting that back.
Absolutely, and you could see Ann Phillips was huddled around her team, trying to motivate them, trying to get them fired up for this second half, as right now they are down 4 goals in a game where most people would have thought this would have been the opposite score, where with William Smith leading. And as the horn goes, both teams are about to come out here, and we're about to see if Ithaca, 30 minutes away from history here on the South Hill, and for an opportunity to do something they haven't done in 3 years. And so now it's all going to start at the draw circle, and it looks like William Smith is going to change. They are now going with Kate Colvin, who is the junior attacker out of Winchester, Massachusetts. She did not start this game, and she has not been in this game this entire time. So they're switching up the draw strategy, putting Daniels and Montgomery on either side to pick up the ground balls.
She only has 7 draw controls on this season so far, so it is definitely a very interesting thing for the Herons to do at this point.
And now, as the referee is going to get them set here, 30 minutes to decide the fate of the Liberty League tournament and who will host it. And it will all start now as Wise will pick up the draw, and she will bounce it back. And it looks like Wise will pick up the ground ball. Ithaca going from right to left, held back on the left side of the field in the defensive zone, and they will be picking it up as Kellish now has it in the neutral zone, moving it up. Herons will be going from right to left. Kellish now loses it, an immediate turnover in the neutral zone, not something Ithaca wants to see. And now William Smith rushing it in. Kira Fulton now bringing it in for the Herons. Herons now will slow it down as Fulton enters the offensive zone, and now it'll go over to Murray. Now up top and across to Montgomery. Maddie Montgomery been quiet so far, no goals, only 3 shots so far. And now all the way around the horn, back down to McGinty. McGinty now back up to Montgomery. Now across, go over to Daniels. Now all the way across to Colvin. Now down low, near side, or excuse me, far side to Fulton. Fulton back across to Colvin. Now up top, Daniels across near side to Montgomery. Montgomery trying to make a move. She will cut inside, double teamed quickly, and she will have to pass it back out to Daniels. 45 seconds left on the shot clock for William Smith. Colvin has it now far side, back over to Daniels. Daniels been kept out of the 12 meter so far, working on Mandel. Daniels will have to be pushed back, and now it'll be over to Montgomery, back at the top of the 12. Now back across far side to Colvin. Colvin now working on Russell. Russell pushes her back, and she opts to pass it down low to Fulton. Fulton now back down to McGinty. McGinty now behind the net. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock for William Smith. Daniels now near side, and she will flip it over to Murray. Murray down low, fires it back to McGinty. 12 seconds left to go inside, and a great save there by Lexi Held, having to come all the way across the crease. And William Smith is going to have a reset shot clock, a violation there on Wise, and so William Smith will have it again. McGinty now behind. McGinty moving near side, pass it inside of Daniels, loses it, and Held will pick it up. So a quick defensive possession there, great defensive possession there for the Bombers, and now they'll have a chance to clear.
It looks like these bricks are being put back into Stonewall Held. Great saves in this first 3 minutes of this half.
And Cody now bringing it up, rushing into the offensive zone, one of the fastest players on this team. Now over to Maisie Veach. Veach now across over to Kellish at the top of the 12-meter fan. Now over to near side, Lee Natural. Now down low, behind the net goes Nordyke. Nordyke now coming all the way around, trying to sweep around. She still has it, and she will opt to pass it up top to Cody. Cody now near side to Kellish. Kellish trying to make a move. She'll go back to Cody. Cody might opt to drive here. No, she'll opt to pass it back to Kellish. Kellish will drive in. She'll spin around. Now throw it to Veach. Veach is going around behind the net. Pass it inside to Wise. Wise shoots, and a save there by Schmieder. How did she get to that one? Kellish picks it up inside to Natural. Shoots and scores! Natural finds a 5-hole on Schmieder, and Ithaca has their answer to start the third quarter. It's 7-2 Bombers. 12:08 left to go in the third quarter.
Another great bounce shot by the Bombers there. They've come out on fire this first 4 minutes of this half, and it's exactly what the Bombers need to keep this momentum going.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you want to see from the Ithaca Bombers. They need to keep this momentum going, and they need to get another draw control from Caroline Wise. Wise been dominating so far, 9-2 in draw control margin. She has looked fantastic so far today, and she's going to have to keep it up for the next 30 minutes, or excuse me, the next 27 minutes in order to win this one and close this one out. But as long as Ithaca can keep the draws and limit their turnovers, right now, once again, the turnover margin tied 8-8, Nicole.
I shout you out, Alex, doing some broadcaster math right there.
And now will be Wise. Looks like she might be going up against Daniels again. And no, exactly, it'll be Colvin. And once again, Wise will get the draw control win. William Smith has not found a player that can win a draw control against Caroline Wise. Cody now has it, bringing it in near side. Cody now up top to Kellish. And now Kellish will have to slow it down. Wise now far side, and the Bombers will take their time. Once again, the Bombers, the clock is their friend right now. Nordyke now behind the net. Now near side to Cody. Cody up top to Kellish. Kellish working over now far side to Wise. Back over to Kellish. Kellish now trying to work her way inside, is pushed that back out. Now Veach in her office, far side. And now she'll push it back out to Wise. Kellish around, 48 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Cody now near side trying to bring it in. Cody feeds through two, tries to do a shovel pass, and she will not get it to go. Ithaca keeps possession, a new shot clock, 60 seconds, and now the ref is going to overturn the call and give it to William Smith. It looked like Nordyke had picked it up, however, they're going to go the other way, so William Smith will get it. 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Sorry, Nicole.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, interesting change of possession there for the Herons.
And Ithaca playing full court press right now, trying to get a turnover, and they do. Phillips picks it up one-on-one, shoots and scores! Phillips off the costly turnover of Smeeder makes it 8-2 Bombers. 10:51 left to go in the third quarter. What a costly mistake there by the goalkeeper.
That was a great play by the Bombers, capitalizing off that mistake from Smeeder. Tried to pass it out to a Heron in the middle of the 8 there, but they were not prepared for it. Ball on the ground. Phillips picks it up, dumps it in that goal. Overall, great play by the Bombers.
And Phillips able to capitalize her second goal of the day, coming off of 10 goals in her last 2 games. And Ithaca is rolling on William Smith right now. They have their 6-goal lead back, and 10:51 left to go in the third. They're dominating right now. Smeeder, I think she's really riled right now, Nicole. I mean, you have to be. You've given up 8 goals against an opponent you wouldn't expect to even give up 5.
Yes, goalie game is a mental game, and Smeater is 100% rattled right now, Alex.
And now it looks like they're going to go back to Montgomery here in the draw circle. They're just keeping rotating players in the draw circle, trying to get somebody to get a win. However, Wise has won almost every single one. And Wise is going to be up there, and it's going to be knocked around, still being rocked around, a scrum for it, and Wise almost able to pick it up, and they will award it to Ithaca as her stick was held up. And so Wise will get another draw control win. Now shifts the margin to 10-2 in terms of draw controls. Ithaca doing everything they need to do right now.
Looks like the Herons were holding Wise's stick there, which caused this draw control to be rewarded to Wise as the Bombers now head into their attacking zone.
And Veach now moving in fast, trying to find space to get a shot. She'll opt to pass it back out to Kellish at the top of the 12-meter. Now Cody moving in near side. Cody will opt to just go around the net and hold it. Now Veach inside trying to shoot, and she does score! Veach finally answers and gets a goal. Veach goes low again and makes it 9-2 Bombers. The Bombers are starting to run away with this game over the number 2 team in the country. 10-10 left to go in the third quarter.
Once again, a beautiful play by the Bombers. Ball is feeded down behind the goal, passes it right up to Veach, right in front of the goal, and she sinks it. Bombers are coming out on fire. This is what they needed to do in the beginning of this third quarter to keep this momentum going. They are steamrolling William Smith right now.
And another timeout here called by William Smith. Ann Phillips has to be furious down there on the sideline with her team right now. And Nicole, what can they do to change this? They are now down 7 goals.
I'm going to go with what I said at the beginning of this half. They need to show more team cohesion. They are letting things go in this defensive area. It seems like their interior defense has just been deteriorating against this Bomber offense. They need to build it up. They need to stay on their girl. They need to know where the ball is at all times in order to try and stand a chance against this Ithaca offense.
I mean, this is a showcase right now for the Bombers. They are showcasing what they truly can be as a true unit. And one thing, and I think you're talking about team cohesion, the team that you expect to be cohesive in this matchup is William Smith. They have not looked that part. While on the other side, the Bombers have looked the most cohesive that I've seen all season, Nicole. I mean, the passing, and I think the passing is one of the biggest causes of turnovers in previous games for Ithaca. They have been pinpoint today, able to just thread the needle, put it right onto their teammate's stick. This is something I haven't seen all year from this team.
Yes, they are capitalizing off of everything that they are doing. They are making little to no mistakes at this point in this game. And when they do, like I said, they capitalize off their own mistakes. A ball is dropped, another Bomber just picks it right back up and gets right back into it.
And something that really is telling is that William Smith now has more turnovers than Ithaca. 9-8 in turnover margin, and William Smith has one more, which is astounding to think that the number 2 team in the country would have more turnovers than the number 18 team in the country.
Yes, I hate to say it, but they are not looking like the number 2 team in the country at this moment right now against this number 18. I mean, with like you said, they are leading in turnovers at this point right now. You'd think it would be the other way around, like you said.
And I mean, when you look at the stats for this team overall, they're the best shooting team. They are the best shots on goal team. They are 1 goal away from being the best scoring team in the entire Liberty League. That is William Smith. And this offense has been completely shut down today. Maddie Montgomery only has 4 shots. Natalie Daniels is the only one converting offense right now. She has 2 goals. And so it's incredible to think that's such a high-powered offense. 5 All-Americans on this team. 3 of them first-team All-American. All 3 of those attackers, all first-team All-American. And they only have generated 2 goals today.
Yep, I could not agree more, Alex.
And now Montgomery, I think, will be taking the draw against Wise. She does. However, Wise, another clean win. Wise dominating once again. Now Veach moving down the far sideline. And she will bring it into the offensive zone and hold now. And Ithaca, they can start to work the clock here. I know it's a little bit early, but they have a 7-goal lead. 10 minutes left to go in the third. They can absolutely work the clock here. Just take their time. They have all the time in the world. William Smith is the one that has to hurry.
Yes, they can settle it down, work it around this 12-meter a little bit.
And Veach now has a far side trying to work inside now, and she'll opt to pass it up top to Cody. Cody now Trying to work on one-on-one inside. Now we'll pass it inside to Phillips. Shoots in. A great save there by Smeater. Smeater able to get her stick up and deflect that one. Ithaca keeps possession. 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Pass inside to Wise. Wise tries to beat it low, and Smeater has seen that one too many times and almost rolled into the net past Smeater. Smeater able to recover and keep that one out. And now Daniels will bring it out for William Smith. Ithaca almost so close again to getting another goal.
I have to say that was a great there was a great sequence by Smeater. She kept her composure in that position and was able to get this.
And another turnover here by the William Smith Herons. It got knocked out of one of their sticks. I believe it was Hannah Evans who turned it over. And Cody now has it once again almost in the offensive zone for the Bombers. She will pass it to Kellish in the offensive zone. 8:45 left to go in the third quarter. Ithaca, another offensive opportunity for them to try and get a goal here. Veach now in her office, far side. Will have to just pass it. And Ithaca, listening to what we're saying, Nicole, they're taking their time here. 60 seconds on the shot clock. Cody over to Wise. Wise now going back to Veach. The rain is cleared up and the clouds have a little bit. Veach working all the way in. One-on-one, shoots and scores. She just went over top of Smeater. She used her height, put her stick up and slammed it down for the goal. That makes it 10-2. 8:19 left to go in the third quarter.
Great shot there by Veach. Like you said, she used her height. She got up and over her defender, got her stick over Smeater, and was able to sink that in the bottom right corner of this goal here. Great shot by Maisie Veach.
And Veach 5'9", Smeater only 5'2", 7 inches of difference there. And Veach used every single one to get her stick up and over and just simply almost just dunked it over Smeater. She was Shaquille O'Neal there, just slamming it down onto the goal. And so now it's truly a runaway show for the Bombers. 8:19 left to go, 10-2. I don't think anyone could have predicted this, Nicole.
Not at all.
Truly, I don't think anybody could have. The only people who could have predicted this score are the players on that sideline for the Ithaca Bombers. They're the only ones who knew that they could put up this kind of performance.
I could tell you and me were not expecting this at all. This whole season we have been looking forward to this game, having it circled on our calendars, looking forward to it, and this is not what we were expecting.
And another one-handed win there for Wise. It almost looked like William Smith was going to get it. Wise takes it away. Now she passes it inside to Phillips. Shoots and scores! Back-to-back goals for the Bombers. They shoot and score 11-2 now. Phillips inside all alone, and what a performance. 9-goal lead. 8:09 left to go in the third.
Fast break after fast break for these Bombers. It is starting with Caroline Wise on that draw circle. She now has 13 draw controls in this game so far to the... I mean, I don't even know what to say now.
I mean, Daniels has it's Daniels and Montgomery have the only 2 wins for William Smith in the draw control circle. They each have one. Wise has won every single other draw in this entire game. I've watched Wise for a long time, Nicole. This is the best I've seen her in the draw control circle. She is in a zone right now, and she might as well be on another planet.
Yeah.
And Wise now, it's going to be once again against Montgomery. And now we'll see Wise is going to get it, and it looks like she's going to get another win, and she does. She picks up the ground ball. William Smith has no answers for her. Wise is an enigma for William Smith, and it's not like William Smith hasn't seen Caroline Wise before. This team should be very familiar with Caroline Wise, but Wise bringing it to a whole nother level today. Chloe Nordyke now bringing it near side. She will move it all the way inside. She falls down, and there's going to be a flag hold up there. The whistle will blow, and there will be a free position shot for Chloe Nordyke as she got shoved to the ground.
Exactly what the Bombers need to make this, to inch this lead even more now. This free position shot, we've seen it successful for the Bombers in this game so far with Nordyke on this hash now.
Nordyke has 21 goals so far this season, and she can make it 22 here and make it a 10-goal lead. Nordyke moving inside. She will shoot and score! Nordyke finds a hole past Smeater, and it's a 10-goal runaway game for the Bombers. It's 12-2. 7:32 left to go in the third.
This Herons defense is falling apart, Alex. They are not able to stop any of these Bombers at this point.
And I think something to do note here, Nicole, is that a couple of first years are starting in this game for William Smith that are not normally starting. And one of those is Kelly Malone, on the defense for William Smith, number 24. And so I wonder if that inexperience of this defense, because of having to use their first years, is having a major effect on the outcome of this game, because Ithaca having their way right now inside.
Yep, and it makes me wonder what has happened to this team for them to have to use these first years.
I'm assuming it's injuries. I'm pretty sure I overheard the William Smith broadcaster, and they're dealing with 2 defensive injuries for the William Smith Herons. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happening, and I think the inexperience of these first years is simply just being overwhelmed by the power and talent of this Ithaca offense.
This very senior-heavy offense.
Absolutely, and now another draw control win for Ithaca brings Caroline Wise's total up to 14 now in this game. And Nicole, I mean, you have to start to wonder how many can she possibly get. And now Kellish able to get it after it was up in the air for a minute. Russell now across to Mandel. And Mandel now will hold it. And Mandel is going to bring it inside the neutral or the offensive zone. And so now it'll be over to Phillips, up top to Green. Green now inside, trying to find a hole. She will opt to pass it back to Kellish. And now it's Veach down low, far side in her office. And now Wise across to Green, near side to Kellish. And now it's across, back across to Wise. Wise far side will work. 23 seconds left on the shot clock for the Bombers. And now it'll be Kellish near side. Kellish back up top to Green. Green now will cut inside, shoot in. A great save there by Schmieder. Phillips trying to pick it up. It's a scrum for it, and William Smith will come away. And so it will be Risley now who will pick it up for the William Smith Herons, and now it'll be brought back across to Cassidy. Cassidy now will go back across to Risley, and William Smith now makes it into the neutral zone. 5:04 left to go in this third quarter. 12-2, Ithaca over the number 2 team in the country. And so now it'll be McGinley behind the net, and now across to Ludes near side, and now it'll be over to Daniels at the top of the 12. Now across to Molly Davis, and now it'll be behind the net to McGinley. McGinty now will try and go around, and she will be held up there by Dutchison. McGinty trying to make something happen, and it'll be deflected and picked up by the Bombers. Another turnover from the William Smith Herons, and now Lexi Held will have it and restart things for the Bombers. 4:20 left to go in this third quarter. And Nicole, as you're just telling me now, it's 18 is Caroline Wise's career high in draw control. She might hit that today. She already has 15 as Cody's bringing it now across the offensive zone. Cody now bringing it in. She's really fast. She's working her way all the way inside, moving past defenders, across near side to Green. Green now down low to Natural. Natural now behind the net. Natural across now near side to Green. Ithaca taking their time. 49 seconds left to go on the shot clock for Ithaca. 3:43 in the third quarter. Wise now down to Veach. Veach now one-on-one. She will move it inside, cut inside, shoot and score! Veach from her office makes it 13-2 Ithaca as she gets her second goal of the game. 3:26 left to go in the third quarter.
I have been waiting for this one. Veach in her office. She comes in. What we have been looking for in this game is Veach to come from her office, get that shot, and she finally does it.
Finally a one-on-one opportunity for Veach, and she finally takes advantage. Veach in her office moving in near side, and that's the call I've been waiting for all year long. Finally, Veach has been double teamed so many times this year. Everybody double teams Veach and Wise. Veach gets a one-on-one opportunity, and she showed exactly why she gets double teamed. And now an 11-goal lead for Ithaca. 2:48 left to go in this third quarter, even though the clock is running without the draw control being started. I don't think anybody's noticing this. But the clock should be stopped, if I'm not wrong.
It might stop after 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. There's the correction.
Right below the 2-minute mark, it will probably stop.
All right, there we go. So now Wise almost gets in, and now scrum for it a little bit, and a ground ball will finally be picked up by William Smith. The William Smith sideline is just cheering for a draw control right now. They need an offensive possession, as now it will be Fulton, now to McGinty. McGinty now will have it, and now she'll go near side to Luz. Luz now over to Montgomery. Montgomery near side. Montgomery so far searching for her first goal. Will shoot, and it'll be a bounce save there by Held. Once again, another save for Lexi Held, her 7th on the day. And so now it'll be up to Liney Dutchinson, now across to Phoebe Hosford. Hosford with 1:48 left to go in the third quarter. There will be a foul there on William Smith. Ithaca will keep possession. And so now we're going to wait for the restart here as the ball went out of bounds. So they're going to have Hosford start inside the her own defensive zone, Dutchinson will now have it. Going across the field to Cody. Cody now just picks it up. She dropped it there for a second. She did a weird move there. And so now she'll pick it up and have a running start. And now it'll be back to Mandel, moving into the neutral zone. And Ithaca taking their time in the neutral zone, which is kind of good to see because they've committed a lot of turnovers this season in the neutral zone. They're taking their time, making sure that they can get into the offensive zone cleanly. And they finally do as Cody brings it across the restraining line. 35 seconds left to go in the shot clock. 1:02 left to go in this third quarter. And Cody now, with a minute left to go in the third quarter, will just slowly walk her way and take her time. Ithaca, 11 goals is the lead. 13-2 the score. Juliana Esposito now down low. And now she will have it across. And she loses it for a second. Knocked away there. There's going to be a foul called on William Smith. So Ithaca will retain possession. 12 seconds on the shot clock. So Juliana Esposito is going to have to move fast here. And so now Esposito will take it. She'll have to move inside quickly. 10 seconds on the shot clock. She'll pass it up top to Cody. And now across to Green, 6 seconds. Green's going to have to take a shot. Green moving inside. She will take a shot, and she will score! Green beat one-on-one Natalie Daniels, and she makes it count. 14-2 the score now. Ithaca over the number 2 team in the country, William Smith. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the clock is going to continue to run here. And so now the horn will sound, and that will end the third quarter. A resounding quarter for the Bombers. They take a commanding lead over the William Smith Herons, the number 2 team in the country. And now it's 14-2, Nicole. I mean, 12 goals in one quarter is a lot to ask, even for the number 2 team in the country.
Yes, it definitely is. And I would just like to shout out Elizabeth Green for that last goal that we made in this third quarter. I mean, it was her against the shot clock at that point, and she stayed composed. She was able to get that goal. So shout out to Elizabeth Green playing on fire tonight. And like you said, 12 goals for this Herons team is a lot to make up for in this last quarter.
I mean, William Smith, they've played some good opponents so far this year. When you look at their schedule, they started the year off against Nazareth, and then they played number 7 York College. Then they played Cortland, a ranked team. Salisbury, number 4 in the country. They beat everybody that I just mentioned. Not to mention they also beat St. John Fisher, another ranked opponent. Skidmore, St. Lawrence, Clarkson, they're beating up on Liberty League opponents. And they come here, play the number 8 team in the country, the team that knows them the best. And they have struggled here today.
Yes, like you said, they have struggled. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point for what they can do to bring it back, because in my eyes, there's no way for this Herons team to come back in this fourth quarter with the way that the Bombers have been playing this game and the way that they've kept the momentum going and not gotten cocky, not letting this overconfidence bring them down. I don't know how the Herons can come back at this point for the fourth quarter to try and get this win at this point.
And truly, something I would like to say is that if Ithaca can keep up this level of play down the stretch, they are looking at an NCAA tournament run. I know it's a little bit future to look that far, and I know I'm looking way too far ahead, but if they continue to play this way the rest of the season, I don't see a reason why they can't make it to an Elite 8 or a Final Four.
I couldn't agree more with you, Alex.
If they could take down the number 2 team in the country and their arch rival, I mean, this is the team that has held over this Ithaca Bombers team for years. I mean, years and years and years. William Smith, the last 7 Liberty League championships, 7 in a row, William Smith has won it. And it's been 3 years since Ithaca has even beaten this team. and now they come here and put up a performance like this. It tells you that this team wants to be different. This team wants to change the record books and the history books and make sure that their names are on those lists.
This team is chasing that Liberty League title, and at this point right now, it looks like they have a good shot at it.
And this was the game, Nicole, because this was the true test.
Yep.
We saw Ithaca early on. They started off the year great against Scranton and SUNY Brockport. Scranton was, at the time, the number 18 team in the country. They beat Cortland in overtime, who was the number 23 team in the country at the time. They lost to Trinity in Maryland at the USA Lacrosse facilities. That was a bad loss, 20-10 there against, at the time, the number 10 team in the country. Trinity has since fallen out. And then they started beating up on their Liberty League opponents and another ranked opponent in St. John Fisher. So this team has shown that they can beat ranked opponents. I mean, their only one loss was to Trinity, but they've beaten ranked opponents before. And now this team is showing that they can take down their arch rivals and their nemesis in William Smith. And Cody will pick up the draw control when she bodies a William Smith defender. Collision, major collision there at the restraining line. And we're going to see what the refs are going to call. And Cody is going to stay, and I think they're going to call off Taryn Luz, who is going to get called off there. And so there's going to be a card on her, so Luz is going to get the card. And it's going to be a green card to Taryn Luz, so a woman up for a minute for the Bombers. And since they just started the fourth quarter, Ithaca will be going from right to left, William Smith left to right. Dutchison now bringing it into the offensive zone for the Bombers. Dutchison now taking her time, and we'll go to Kellish. Kellish now near side to Wise. Wise now will go to Veach. Veach near side, and we'll take her time, pass it over to Nordyke, excuse me. And now it'll be over to Cody up top to Kellish again as they go around the horn. Near side Wise, 60 seconds on the shot clock, and Ithaca just going to take their time here, Nicole. They are going to wind down this clock and take their time and make sure that there is no doubt left here at Higgins Stadium as to who the victor is in this one.
Yep, they don't need to put any pressure. They don't need to try and make any fancy shots. They just need to make sure they're able to pull it out and be confident in this last quarter.
And Wise got hit up high there in the 8-meter fan, so there's going to be a foul called on William Smith and a free position shot here for Caroline Wise. And Wise an opportunity to extend the lead and make it 15 goals now. And she will not opt to take it. She'll opt to pass it out and simply hold. 35 seconds left to go on the shot clock for Ithaca as she will pass it over to Cody. Cody now will go inside, and she will pass it over to Wise. Wise now will opt to go back to Cody. Cody now one-on-one with Schmieder. Shoots, and a great save there. Picked up by Veach. Shoots and scores. Great goal there by by Maisie Veach. I got all caught up as Schmieder. It was hard to tell whether that one actually went in or not, but Veach gets the goal. Her fourth goal of the day. She has turned it on here in the second half.
Tough position for Schmieder to be in there. She made that ankle save by Cody's shot, but it deflected right off her, and Veach was right there in front of the crease, able to pick it up. Schmieder couldn't set up in time, and great shot by Maisie Veach.
And now the score 15-2 in favor of the Ithaca College Bombers, a 13-goal rout of the William Smith Herons. And I cannot say that with enough emphasis right now. I mean, it is a rout, ladies and gentlemen. 12:43 and counting on the game clock. And you can see Ithaca Bombers fans have their phones out recording this because it's been years since this team has looked this good and has beaten a William Smith team. And now Wise going to get another draw control win.
History in the making here on the South Hill for this Bombers team.
And now Wise extending her dominance. That's her 17th draw control win, one away from her career high. And now it'll be Veach holding it. And once again, the Bombers, they are taking it laissez-faire, as they say, because they are taking their time. Now back to Wise. Wise now back across to Cody. Cody far side to Kellish. Kellish now working inside. We'll go over to Wise. Wise now going inside, working her way inside the 8-meter zone. Shoots, and a great save there by Schmieder. Schmieder, to her credit, on her knees, makes the diving effort to keep that one out.
Great body save there by Schmieder.
And Schmieder, I think this is the most goals that William Smith has actually given up in a game all season long. And it is. It is by a lot. The most amount of goals that William Smith has given up this season was 10 in the overtime win that they had over York College back on March 2nd. They have not even come close to giving up 15 in a game. And so now Daniels has it, far side. And now it'll be back across over to Murray. Murray now at the top of the 12. Murray trying to cut inside. And she will have to pass it over to Fulton. Fulton now trying to work her way inside. Will shoot it. It goes off the low post. It hit the pipe. Everything is trying to keep William Smith out of the goal as Lexi Held will pass it up to Mandel to clear. Mandel will put William Smith having to come out more and try and put more pressure on the Ithaca offense. And now it'll be Nordyke moving behind the net. And she's looking to pass. She will opt to just bring it around near side and opt to throw it up to Wise. Wise now across to Cody. 10-15 left to go. Cody now going across to Kalish. Kalish going back to Cody. Cody near side to Wise now. 30 seconds left to go on the shot clock for Ithaca, so they will have to make a move rather soon. Cody now trying to move inside. Will opt to pass it to Wise. Wise now will be going over to Nordyke. Nordyke trying to move inside. And she will opt to just hold it there. She's trying to work one-on-one. Shoots and scores! Nordyke adds another one to the tally. 16-2. 9:40 left to go in this game. And Nordyke adding another cherry on top for the Bombers.
Great shot by Nordyke. It looks like she was just floating around the 8 a little bit, trying to figure out what she wanted to do. Surprised, her defender and Smeater by scoring that goal there.
And what I'm surprised is that another William Smith defender didn't come to help and close out. It seemed like Nordyke was able to stay there for a long time, work one-on-one in her defender. And Nordyke one-on-one, even against some of the better defenders in the Liberty League, she can still win those matchups, as she just proved right there.
That's the toughest part about playing a heavy on-man defense, is that they're so far out that if you need help, there's no time for them to slide to you.
And that's really been a difference between the two defenses. Ithaca has shown great ability to be able to close down. They're playing a great zone, able to switch off of their defenders quickly, and I think Carrie Moore has found the exact perfect setting for that defensive slider in this game.
I could not agree more, Alex.
And now Wise, it looks like she's going to take it against maybe Montgomery. No, it'll be a new draw control player. They tried now Tabitha Wire, who took the draw, but she lost to Cody. And so Cody will get another draw control for Ithaca as she picks up the ground ball. And now there's going to be a foul called on Maddie Montgomery, a hit up high, And so now it'll be over to Kalish. 74 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 8:18 left to go in the game. And now it'll be over to Chloe Nordyke. Nordyke up top to Wise. Wise now across to Kalish. Kalish now back near side to Wise, taking their time. 55 seconds on the shot clock. Kalish across to Cody. And another thing I've noticed is that Ithaca, even behind the net, is looking for their passes. They're keeping their heads up a lot more than what they have in previous games. And Wise now will have it back down to low to Phillips, yes. And so now it'll be 35 seconds on the shot clock, over to Wise. Wise now up top to the 12-meter fan to Kalish. Kalish now across to Cody. Cody now across back to Kalish. And the defenders, once again, for William Smith, are having to come out and play. They don't have time. And now it's getting knocked out of Wise's stick, and it's going to be able to be picked up by Nordyke. Nordyke's going to keep it going, and they will now pass it up top to Kalish. Now across to Cody. Cody now will move it inside. Shoots and scores! Or no, did she? No, it hit the outside. The net flashed, and so I thought it went in. But no goal. It went to and hit the outside of the net. Cody tried to mix me up on that one.
A little bit of a fake out there, Alex.
And so now it'll be William Smith going the other way. It'll be Hannah Evans now bringing it inside into the offensive zone for the William Smith Herons. Now moving inside quickly is Taryn Lutz. Taryn Lutz now. It'll now be Murray. Murray working far side. Now she'll pass it up top to Davis. Now Montgomery at the top of the 12. Once again, Maddie Montgomery has not had a goal so far today. She's been shut out, which is a testament to the Ithaca Bombers defense. 6:33 left to go. And now it'll be over to Davis once again. Davis at the top of the 12. We'll be looking to move inside. Davis will flip it over to Daniels. Daniels trying to move inside the 8-meter, shoots and scores! What an underhanded shot from Daniels, finds the top left corner. Lexi held no chance to stopping that one. And finally, William Smith, after it felt like an eternity, gets an answer, 16-3. It's a little bit too late, too little too late, Nicole. 6:04 left to go in this game.
Great shot by Davis there. Nice underhand power shot, but like you said, Alex, I fear that it will not do anything for the Herons at this point in the game.
No, I mean, this is way too little, too late for the William Smith Herons. And it's not going to be enough in the end. 5:43 left to go. The clock, it's just rolling. There's no stopping it right now, Nicole. It's just going to keep on running. 13 goals separates these two teams in a game where everybody thought it would be the opposite.
Yep.
Ithaca dominating William Smith is something that has not been seen since 2021. Wise now back in the draw circle, and looks like she's going to get another win. And it looks like, yes, that will be her career high. And so Wise gets her career high in draw controls as she picks up her 19th of the day.
History in the making for a lot of reasons here on the South Hill today.
Career highs, records, and a win that has not been seen in 3 years. And now it'll be Kellish far side for the Bombers. 60 seconds on the shot clock, 4:40 left to go in this ball game. Now it'll be Wise. Just holding it, and we'll have to go to Green. Maddie Montgomery tried to pressure Green as she got it away. Kellish now far side. And Ithaca taking their time, soaking in their victory a little bit, Nicole. They're just rubbing it in right now. 40 seconds on the shot clock, 4:25 left to go in the game. They'll be knocked out of Phillips' stick, however, Wise able to pick up the ground ball. And that's another thing today, Nicole, that was seen, is ground balls have been immaculate for the Bombers. They've been able to pick up the ground balls so much better than what I've seen them do in the past.
Such a sore spot for a lot of teams in the game of lacrosse. The Bombers have been capitalizing on ground balls today.
And Wise now near side has it. It'll go down low to Phillips. Phillips with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And she's going to try and pass it. She will pass it to Wise. It gets knocked around in the scrum, and it's going to be picked up by Maddie Montgomery. Montgomery loses it immediately, and Beach picks it up now. And no, they're going to call a foul on Ithaca. And so William Smith will have it. Maddie Montgomery will be bringing it up. 3:42 left to go in the game. And now it'll be across, all the way across to Livy Von Heel. Von Heel now will pass it up top to Murray. Murray now moving inside, will shoot, and it's going to go to the side of the net and bounce off. A scrum for it in the back involving Held, and they're going to call a violation, a goal line extended violation there. And so Ithaca will have possession. Caitlin Russell now has it for the Bombers. And now 3 minutes left to go in the game. Ithaca just has to walk this one to the finish line and take the #1 spot in the Liberty League. And now it'll be Russell bringing it up into the neutral zone. She'll go and try and get it around, and she will, and she'll bring it into the offensive zone for the Bombers. And now it'll be over to Phillips. 2:38 left to go in the game. Phillips now over to Kellish. And Nicole today, the word of today is complete, because this was a complete game for the Bombers, and the first complete game that I think we've seen all year from the Bombers. There have always been sore spots with this team. This team has executed in every facet of the game possible, and they have shown their true potential today.
Yep, they were working as a well-oiled machine today. The offense, the neutral zone, and the defensive zones all working together to get them to get the Bombers to the point they're at right now. And I agree with you completely, the word being complete.
And of course, another word of the day could be revenge, as revenge for the Bombers is so sweet. Elizabeth Green still has it. 2 seconds, 1 second. She'll toss it to the corner as the shot clock expires. And this will be the last possession of the day for the William Smith Herons. A minute 36 left to go in this game. 90 seconds on the shot clock. And so about a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And now Schmieder now has it, being pressured by Juliana Esposito, as she will toss it up. and she'll be able to get it out to one of her attackers, and now bringing it up across the line is Davis. Down Davis trying to charge in, and she will go across now to Fulton. Fulton near side, and she will pass it back out up top to Colvin, excuse me. And so Colvin now will hold it. 55 seconds on the shot clock. 1 minute left to go in this game. Fulton now inside. It gets swatted away. Lexi Held fighting for it, and she will be able to clean it up. And so it'll be a foul called on William Smith, and it will be Ithaca possession as they will now just be able to hold it out. 45 seconds left to go in a game that was never meant to be theirs, but they have changed their destiny, and they now control it in the Liberty League. 33 seconds left to go. Cody bringing it across into the neutral zone. 30 seconds now. Russell across. Shot clock does not matter anymore. There's 30 more seconds on it than the game clock. Dutchison has it. 20 seconds left to go in the game. And now it'll be over to Mandel. Across to Cody. 10 seconds left to go. Mandel now has it. This crowd on their feet here at Higgins Stadium to celebrate. 3, 2, 1, and as the horn goes in a game that turned out to be a coronation to the new queens of the Liberty League, the Ithaca Bombers have defeated the number 2 ranked William Smith Herons for the first time since 2021. And as they hound Lexi Held, it is a dominating win that will send shockwaves through the NCAA D3 Women's Lacrosse rankings. And Nicole, what a game for the Bombers. What a day, 16-3. I mean, what else is there to say?
Not much, Alex. What a game for the Bombers. Like we said earlier, they were firing on all cylinders today. Got them to the point they're at right now. Not much else for either of us to say at this point. I mean, what a game.
And this is talking about true potential of a team. Ithaca just said to the nation, this is our potential to take down the number 2 team in the country. And what a performance. And this is the first time in 3 years Ithaca's been able to do this. And now they control their own fate. And as we look to the future, we will send it now back to the studio for WICB and to the post-game show. And this will do it for Nicole Allen. I'm Alex Chibert saying so long from Higgins Stadium. Ithaca makes history on the South Hill.